Okay, so hello. Hello there people. Um I just wanted to make this stream. I'm actually from Costa Rica and I just decided to make this one in English because whatever. And no kid, I just did a 45 minutes live stream and I didn't know, but my audio settings were wrong, so I was basically just screaming into nothingness because it was all muted and life sucks. But well, with that being said, um hello, a lot of shit went down today. We had our first round of elections. We have a very not so lovely party called the National Liberation Party, Partido Liberación Nacional in Spanish. And well, it sucks. The most um popular guy, it's also the most disliked one because he has pending um corruption issues that were never really cleared, and now he's just running for candidacy to presidential, you know, president. And well, yeah, people is not happy. And we also have this party that is kind of religious, and people also don't want it. So eventually, people will have to go and vote for one, the corrupt guy that they don't like, or two, if they don't vote, the religious conservative guy that has no experience in politics or being a president or being competent actually without being mean, may take the place. So people aren't happy. That's going to happen next February. And, it's a lot of division and people just fighting in the internet, for example, Twitter. The cool thing is that today, gay Twitter mostly realized that Twitter is just a fucking bubble and they are really not representative of the people's, opinions, because like a bunch of people in here will not use Twitter. They barely use Facebook, and who uses Facebook anymore? So I don't know, a lot of people think that, oh yeah, I have the most likes, I am so popular, my speech and my positions and my beliefs are so popular, and they have thousands and, well, not thousands, but hundreds, or, well, not hundreds, but tens and tens of favs and so on. And yeah, that's only like 10% of the whole population. It's really not representative. It's really not. And that's kind of nice because they are delusional like that, and really they were thinking like, oh my god, we're going to make the change. No, girl, you're just a tiny, tiny little group of people in the capital who happens to have Twitter and know how to use it and are very opinionated and vocal about it. But that's not the case of a lot of people in the rest of the 7 provinces that we have, and the 2 or 3 million people that are active in both politics and social networks. Reality is like that. So it was very revealing. Twitter, they know this guy is corrupt, and they may have a more educated opinion because they have more exposure to information due to the fact that they use social media more, but they are also more exposed to a lot of propaganda and information that it's very focused on giving a narrative or propaganda for a specific candidate, and that's very much their position in politics. And that's just not how it works for the rest of the people here. And I don't like any of the guys, and the girl and the other guy that's gonna be running for president, but I guess I'll eventually have to go and vote anyway. But what I was saying in the other stream, and that was probably not um heard because I was muted all alone, is that while I think it's good to, spend some time trying to get to know your local news and politics and so on, I do think it's more important to pay attention to what's going on in other countries, on developed nations such as the US, Russia, China, Germany, so on, England, and so on, because they pretty much dictate the pace and the positions, political positions, and whatever the forecast for economy is in the long road. So I think people is just very focused on these things, and it's important. But girl, when you're Costa Rica and you live in the same continent where what's known as the current most powerful country in the planet Earth, that's it's more important what happens to them, because it's going to affect us, and if they want to do something, we'll have to do it. Well, now we have to do that for both US and China, but that's what I'm saying, is that yeah, it's important, but it's not as relevant, or it's not going to be as impactful. It's not like the US economy or the world is going to be impacted by whatever decision is the upcoming presidential elections in here. So yeah, it's really not that important. It's just a fucking puppet. But what's happening out there, that's crazy. People is not aware. Let's talk about the Maricopa audit. Let's talk about Fauci emails. Let's talk about the gain of function that apparently Fauci and Peter Daszak through EcoHealth were funneling to the Wuhan laboratory, basically just juice up a virus and make it deadlier and more contagious. That's fucking crazy. Who does that? Like, bitch. And yeah, they were doing that. So people just are not aware. And here it's like, oh my god, look at that politic guy saying stuff and looking down, but like, are you aware of what's going down? Like, there are allegations of erection frog. Erection frog is the code name for, when you find fraud in something. Let's say, for example, fraud in something like elections, but let's not say that word. Let's just say erection, like penis. And yeah, erection frog, Warwick, like Kermit, the frog, Kermit. Yeah, yes. Yeah, erection frog. That's going on, and that could be a thing. I mean, for what I know, we'll be finding out what went down in Maricopa in the next couple of weeks. Could be nothing. Could be something very, out of this world in terms of frog. But in any case, that I think that the winner will be the people, because the people needs to be able to trust in their electoral system, and therefore being able to finish this audit, this forensic audit, they will be able to have more trust in the results of the elections going forward. So if any, everyone should agree that that's something positive and that the audit should be, you know, continued and finished and completed. And even if for some reason they have any type of feedback on the um auditing team, that's great. But I don't think, mainstream media channels should be, putting any type of barrier or obstacle or trying to manipulate people's opinions on what they're doing down there, because that's what they're doing. And at the end of the day, it's about transparency. And if nothing wrong was done, then through that audit, which you will be able to find out, is that you are an awesome, great team of board supervisors that did a great job. And you shouldn't be meddling with this, because it will just show that you did a proper job. But what if otherwise? Why? What if that's the reason why they are trying to obstruct this? We'll find out. Could be nothing. Could be nothing. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be nothing. And I'm pretty sure if it's something, they're going to make it nothing and then just hide it and nothing is gonna happen. And I think that's the saddest part. Because a lot of people are putting a lot of hopes and efforts and have a lot of expectations out of this. And what I've noticed in the last couple of years that I'm being more involved in the US politics is that, I don't know, people think something is going to happen, but at the end, it doesn't really happen. So it's really shitty for them. Let's say, for example, the Democrats. They did 3 impeachments hoping for Trump to get out of office. It never happened. He finished his 4 years. And it was excruciating for them. Now we have Joe Biden, and it's the other way around. The Republicans are looking for ways to get this guy out because apparently frog, and it didn't happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. Nothing happened when they found out that Hillary deleted thousands and thousands of emails, and I don't think they are going to do anything about Fauci's emails as well. And I think that they won't do anything even if they find something. I mean, they won't do anything that satisfy people, because what people needs or it's looking for, it's to be revindicated. And, oh yeah, that was my candidate and he was the rightful winner and he's back to the office. I don't think it's going to work like that. I really don't think it's going to just like, hey, we found frogs, we're going to put this guy back in office. No, I don't think so. It's gonna be just more disappointment. It's like, hey, this happened in your faces and we found out and we are showing you, but we are not going to do anything about it. So you're gonna like it and you're gonna enjoy it. And I think that's crazy. I think that's sad. Because if they do something against the current president, half the country it's going to come yelling at them. But if they don't do nothing, the 80 million people who voted for this guy and think that something went down are going to be very pissed. So I think there is no decision that is going to make people happy. There's going to be conflict one way or another. So it could really take a very ugly turn. I don't know where this could lead to. Look what is happening in Myanmar. This is a coup. They just froze the whole government and the military took over because they're going to run, I don't know when. I think they are taking their sweet time. But apparently they are going to be running a new series of elections to clarify who the actual winner is, because apparently there was fraud. But I don't see that happen in the US. But yeah, that's the thing. If they try to fix something, half the people are not gonna be happy, and if they don't fix it, half the people are going to be pissed. with the difference that, for example, at this point, the people who wants Biden in power, they don't support Biden. They really just hate Trump. But the people who voted for Trump, they love Trump. And they really want him to be their leader because they think and they have a more nationalist point of view, and Trump embodies this point of view, this nationalist point of view. And I think that if they don't do what these Republican voters want to be done, or what they think should be done, because in their minds there was Frog and he should be in power, Trump should be in power as per what they think, well, they are very, very, very in love with the Second Amendment, owning guns. They own guns. AR-15, I think, is the most popular gun they own. And the Second Amendment, as per what they believe, was made so the people could just go up in arms whenever their government was behaving in an unethical or tyrannical manner that jeopardizes the interests of the people. So it's really crazy. I mean, the left also has Antifa, so it's not like they are going to just be standing with their arms crossed if something doesn't go their way. I mean, they destroyed half the country. But they also, these guys, they can be radical if they are provoked into being radical, and that's what's crazy. I think that's the craziest part. They are not anticipating the consequences of these. In my opinion, I think that at some point it's just all going to come down to, okay, what's gonna be the system going forward? Capitalism or communism? Communists want to take over, and the US capital war doesn't want to go away. And that's crazy. It's a fight for power. Fight for power. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know what to expect, people. It's going to be. The next 7 years are going to be quite alright. Because it's going to be like the anniversary of the Communist Party, so they are really into doing some shit. And yeah, basically that. So we'll see. That's kind of what I wanted to touch base on today. Look at your local news, but also look outside. Look what's going on, and it applies to all countries. I mean, know your thing. Get your opinions, get your thoughts, get your stand on your political views and your political happenings of your country, but also look outside and look at developed nations, because they are, the ones just leading the game. So that way you know what you may be able to expect in the next months. What's happening right now with the restrictions and everything about this pandemic is pretty much what all developed nations have been saying, and months behind, so we're just catching up. So it's kind of funny, but if you just look outside and you live in Latin America, like months after what they said is going to be said or done in your country. So we just follow the leader, follow the leader. Follow the leader, follow the leader. Ya no me acuerdo, pero bueno. That song. And yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today, guys. We're about to hit the 20 minutes mark. So I'm gonna be stopping the video right now. Hope you join in the future. And it's been great. Be good. Be kind. And know that you should be good to people, because when you're good to people, you're being good to yourself.